Hypertension is caused by constriction of the blood vessels and oxygen deprivation in the cells. Negative emotions, excess weight, bad habits, and sedentary lifestyle contribute to the narrowing of blood vessels, after which the blood moves at an increased rate through the arteries. This raises blood pressure, and at the same time there is an increased production of adrenaline, which negatively affects the body's cardiac system. For people with hypertension over 40 years of age, doctors most often prescribe medication to lower blood pressure and bed rest. Such a method does not help the treatment, but dulls the manifestations of the disease and only relieves symptoms, rather than solving the problem. By taking medication, a hypertensive person temporarily heals the symptoms, but the disease continues to progress. The pills artificially dilate blood vessels, but do not reduce the production of adrenaline. Lying down aggravates the situation. Absence of physical exertion relaxes the muscles of musculoskeletal system, which transfers all the energy to the heart. The heart can't cope with the blood pumping through the vessels, and the body has to connect other vital systems. This leads to a jump in blood pressure. Gradually, the dose of medication increases, the body gets used to it and demands more. As a result, taking medication becomes useless, and the human condition becomes weakened. Physical activity, including sports, household chores, and walking, allows the blood vessels to expand naturally. The blood restores its usual mode of movement, which stabilizes the blood pressure. The maximum positive effect is achieved during physical activity with a focus on the legs. Almost 25% of all capillaries in the human body are concentrated in the lower extremities. When you walk or run, the capillaries open up almost completely and fill up with oxygen. The muscles of the legs serve as a kind of cardiac motor, helping the heart pump blood on a reflexive level. The energy expenditure of the heart is reduced, thereby stabilizing the hypertensive person. It is said not in vain that the feet are our second heart. In order to begin to change the situation with high blood pressure, you should not continue to lie on the couch, and you need to watch the video to the end and begin to implement in your life all that I say next, and after 7 days you will feel significant improvements. You should consult your doctor before doing all the exercises in the video. Before I tell you about the useful exercises to get rid of high blood pressure, I will ask you to like this video and subscribe to the channel with a bell. This will help get more views to this video and as a consequence help more people with high blood pressure. Let's start with the easiest exercise you can do right now, which is to get up and go outside. Just take a walk or walk your dog. It is known that with hypertension, it is important to have good blood flow to the brain and the whole body. Walking is a factor that affects the normal function of blood circulation. The body receives daily energy from the atmosphere in the form of oxygen. Atmospheric pressure has a powerful force that can move air around human organs. What is the right way to walk with hypertension? Walk at a moderate pace. Walking fast only increases the load on the heart muscle, which is already overloaded. Slow pacing has almost no effect on heart contractions, so the effect will be negligible. 1. Walk for at least 1 to 2 hours. 10-minute walks are useless in hypertension. The hidden resources of the human body do not have time to activate in a short time. 2. Focus on breathing. Proper breathing is abdominal, which activates the work of the diaphragm. In addition, the focus on breathing calms the psyche and allows you to take your mind off of blood pressure spikes. Walking for hypertension is not only a therapeutic measure, but also an excellent method of prevention. The more oxygen gets into the blood, the less spasms the peripheral vessels get and the calmer the receptors in the brain. Air, which enters the internal organs by the force of the atmosphere, is a natural antidepressant. It is worth saying that only regular exercise will help you get rid of high blood pressure. Do not expect results on the first day, but at the same time you will feel improvement after 7 days and agree it is not so much, given the already long and sometimes many years of struggle with hypertension. By the way, what's your frequent blood pressure in the last month and how are you lowering it? Write about that in the comments. The second exercise, that is running. It is important to understand that not all people with high blood pressure are suitable for running. It all depends on your stage, and if the stage is not deep, you can do running as a treatment as well as a great prevention. Running brings your blood pressure back to normal and promotes wellness throughout the body. The cycling of movements and a moderate load dilates the blood vessels and ensures the outflow of blood to the legs. Classes on a treadmill strengthen the legs, remove extra pounds, enrich the organs with oxygen, normalize the work of the nervous system. Some useful tips for beginner runners with hypertension: run regularly, every day and in all weather, preferably at a certain time. Before starting a run, be sure to stretch the joints and stretch the muscles in a small warm-up. The aim should be to increase the time of the run, not the speed of the run. You can start with 15 minutes, increasing the running time by 5 minutes after every 2 workouts. Maximum time 1 workout 40 minutes, for kilometers. Achieving this result, you can gradually reduce the load to 1 kilometer, then take a break, 1 day, then slowly increase the time and distance again. Following this scheme of training, you can get a good effective exercise, not overworked. If the heart rate during a run exceeds the permissible norm, or there are signs of ill health, training should be stopped, and the next workout should be carried out with a smaller load. Also, as a rule, overweight is one of the problems with high blood pressure, and how to lose weight, how to pump up, how to train, how to eat, how to count calories, and how not to lose motivation for fitness I explained in my book. It is available for purchase on Amazon. The link is in the description and attached comments. The third type of exercise for hypertension is squats. Squats are exercises that are indicated for hypertension. With their help, it is possible to stop the pathology of the heart and significantly reduce the likelihood of complications of hypertension. To achieve positive results, it is necessary to perform exercises regularly. Squats are good for training different muscle groups, biceps of the thighs, quadriceps, etc. Such exercises are good for your blood vessels and heart. Regular squatting reduces blood pressure and cholesterol levels, improves lower back, strengthens legs, buttocks and thighs, accelerates metabolism, normalizes psycho-emotional state, helps to avoid edema, leg pain, and blood clots. At the beginning of exercises, squat a little, and deep squats are allowed after 1 to 2 months of training. At first the number of squats may be limited, but later it can be gradually increased. It is recommended to perform the squat smoothly, to rise to the end, and to straighten the back and legs completely. The optimal duration of squatting is at least 30 times per hour, squatting hourly. This is especially true for people who lead an inactive lifestyle, such as sitting at a computer for a long time. The fourth type of physical activity is cycling or exercising on a bicycle. The exercise bike for hypertension is the best choice of physical activity, as it allows you to train your cardiovascular system without putting too much strain on your legs. It is possible to train in this way even for people with excess body weight. To make exercise on a stationary bike effective and safe, we recommend observing a few rules. Before the occupation, it is necessary to make a warm-up. Begin to ride a stationary bike gradually. For the first ride is enough for just 10 to 15 minutes a day. After a week of training, you can increase the time of riding a stationary bike by 5 minutes every 1 to 2 days. Exercise for hypertension should be regular. It is better to exercise less time, but every day. Do not overdo it at the beginning. 1. Training per day will be quite sufficient. When the body gets used to the load, you can increase it. For example, in the morning exercise on an exercise bike, and in the evening to take a walk at a moderate pace in the fresh air. The fifth type of physical activity is swimming. Swimming is a general strengthening sport that engages most muscle groups during exercise and can lower blood pressure. Regular exercise in the pool will help to remove the first symptoms of hypertension and the initial stage of the disease without any trace. This is the advantage of swimming over running. How swimming has beneficial effects on the cardiovascular system. With regular exercise, the heart muscle increases and strengthens, the volume of blood expelled at a time becomes more, the heart rate decreases due to more efficient heart work, there is endurance, blood vessels become more elastic and contract effectively, the walls of blood vessels strengthened, the exchange in vascular tissues, increasing lumen of vessels, arteries and capillaries, blood pressure comes to normal, runs the peripheral circulation. Physical activity for people with high blood pressure is absolutely necessary, but it is important not to overdo it. Activity should not lead to an excessive strain on the body's resources. Abusive exercise leads to the opposite result: deterioration of general well-being, increased blood pressure. Friends, my video has come to the end, and I want to thank you for watching it till the end and hope you will start to change your life and your health for the better. I also recommend you to watch my other useful videos. They will appear on your screen now. Have a good watch and see you in new videos. Bye.